Hey, it's James Taylor here. I'm just about to head off to a couple of marketing conferences in Los Angeles, but before I head off, I was just kind of reflecting on why so many creatives hate the marketing bit, the marketing and selling bit of what they do. And it's funny because so many musicians, artists, authors, entrepreneurs, one of the reasons they come to me and ask me for coaching or consulting is because they're really struggling to get the marketing piece. And I genuinely don't think you have to park your creativity at the door when it comes to starting on the marketing, the business thing. I think if you're a truly creative individual, your creativity should extend from coming up with your initial ideas and your products and your services all the way to the marketing and selling and actually the customer service part as well. But that's another video completely. But what I want to speak to you about in this one is this idea of marketing automation. Because when I sit down with my coaching clients and we do that first meeting, we map out what their marketing efforts are just now. Often it will be quite sporadic, it'll be kind of scattergun, maybe they're doing a bit of social media posting and that's about it, occasional interview. And when we kind of sit down, and I said, one of the first things I ask them to get in place is some basic automated marketing or marketing automation. And what that does is it means that when they're on the road or when they're in the studio or when they're sitting working on that book and they just want to be focused on that, or when they're maybe traveling to conferences or events, or when they're speaking at things, or when they're just traveling to come up with new ideas for new businesses, there's a type of marketing that's going to be continuing to work, continuing to tell people your story and to sell people your products and your services. So the first type of marketing automation is a huge area, but I want to explain the very first part of this. And it's called an indoctrination sequence. It wasn't me that came up with the idea, it's a guy called Deiss, and you can check out Ryan, DigitalMarketer. And it doesn't require any fancy technology. All it requires is for you to send out a series of emails over maybe a week, 2, maybe 3 emails, telling people that join your email list a little bit more about you, who you are, importantly, why you create, why you do what you do. So you can use pretty much any of the email marketing systems to do this. You can use MailChimp or Aweber. I use Ontraport, it's a great system, Ontraport. But you can use any of these systems to do this. And this is how it works. What I'd like you to do is when someone joins your list, I want you to ensure that they, over a period of 3 to 5, or maybe 7 days, they get 2 or 3 emails. And in that first email, I just want you to kind of welcome them, welcome to your list. So many times people join a newsletter and then it's crickets, nothing happens. So I don't want you to fall into that mistake. That very first email that they should get, maybe they get it instantaneously from signing up into their inbox, and it just tells them a little bit about you. Right? Maybe it links to some interviews you've done, or it tells them a little bit about the latest projects you've got on the go, or it just kind of gives them a little bit of an introduction to you as a person. And then a few days later, I'd actually like you to send them a kind of slightly different thing, where you're not really pitching them on buying anything from you, but you're telling them the why. Why do you create? What is the thing that drives you? So I can speak to, in my instance, when people join my indoctrination sequence, and you first join my list, usually the first email they'll get is basically just welcome them to the family, say thank you for joining the list, a couple of links to some interviews I've done. Another one, the second one that comes out a few days later for them, is actually sending them to a TED Talk. And it's not, the TED Talk's not being given by me, it's about something I care really passionately about, and it just helps them understand my why I do what I do, why I'm really passionate about helping creative people. So what you do in this, by doing this little indoctrination sequence, which is evergreen, it's automated, basically set it out once, it will just automatically kind of go out when people join your list, is first of all, you give them a bit of an understanding about who you are, the kind of things that you do, products and services that you do, what you're about. But I think more importantly than that, it tells them the why. Because they say start with why. There's that great TED Talk that's out there. And I think people do want to understand why you're in this. Why are you doing the creative work you're doing? What is it that drives you? That's going to be a bond. For most creative people, all they need is 1,000 true fans. 1,000 fans that are willing to buy anything that they put out. And those 1,000 true fans want to know your why. So tell them it early. And this is what an indoctrination sequence can do for you. So hopefully that's been useful for you. It's just a little bit of an insight into marketing automation. If you haven't heard that phrase before, it's extremely useful. If you're interested in learning a bit more about marketing automation, then leave a comment here at jamestaylor.me. and I can maybe do some more videos on marketing automation specifically. But go away just now, get your indoctrination sequence set up, 2 or 3 emails that tell people who you are, what you do, but importantly, why you do it. Hi, it's James here. Did you enjoy that episode? If so, there's 2 things that we can do to continue the journey together. Firstly, I would love if you to subscribe, give us 5 stars and leave a comment. Secondly, if you go to jamestaylor.me and enter your name and email address, I'm going to send you some free goodies all around creativity and innovation. Look forward to continuing the journey together.